This is the struggle for water in South Sudan. Women and children often spend up to 8 hours a day making many trips to collect water for their family. The distances they walk and the 100-degree temperatures in which they are walking are major problems for the nation. The children need to be in school learning, but instead they are walking back and forth through the desert to collect water. These walks can often be over a half hour long each way, and the trip back includes carrying water, which is heavy and dangerous. This is just one example of a problem the UN Sustainable Development Goal of clean water and sanitation is trying to help. These buckets are goals set by the United Nations that are geared towards improving the quality of life on Earth. The goals are meant to be accomplished by 2030, when the UN will refocus and set new goals for the future. I chose to focus on the clean water and sanitation goal in South Sudan because there is a large portion of the population that does not have access to a nearby water source of any kind, whether that's a natural stream or a man-made well. Currently, this results in someone, usually a woman or child, walking a long distance carrying containers to retrieve water for their family. They are often forced to make several trips to the water source each day, and many villages are located over a half an hour away from the source. From there, the person will carry as much water as they can back to their village. This is extremely dangerous, as carrying more than 15 liters of water on your head can often lead to permanent damage to the neck and back. Before we can fully understand the problem, we need to understand some basic information on South Sudan. South Sudan was originally a part of Sudan and is located in sub-Saharan Africa. It is approximately 250,000 square miles in size, which is a little smaller than the state of Texas. Southern Sudan fought Northern Sudan from 1983 to 2005 over religion and other issues. The war ended with a treaty that gave South Sudan the right to secede from the North in 2011 if the majority voted to, but the plan between the sides was to repair their relations during the 6-year gap and hopefully remain one nation. However, in 2011, over 99% of the South Sudanese citizens voted to secede and become their own nation, and therefore South Sudan was formed. In terms of economics, South Sudan is currently struggling. The nation ranks in the bottom sector of the economic pyramid and is ranked last in the world in GDP per capita at only $237.44 per year, which is well under $1 per day. Projections for the future are not encouraging, as there is very little growth expected in this category between now and 2024. The population of South Sudan is 13.8 million, which ranks the country near the middle of all countries in terms of population. The life expectancy for a person living in South Sudan is 58.6 years, and this statistic is due to a variety of issues including disease and lack of access to medical treatment. One very alarming statistic is that the South Sudanese government only spends 0.1% of their yearly budget on water-related issues, while it is estimated that almost half of their citizens do not have access to a nearby water source. It is my goal to help combat this great issue in South Sudan. The majority of rivers besides the Nile disappear during the dry season, so the specific segment of the issue I am focusing on is the people who live in small rural villages along the Bahr el-Ghazal River. This river disappears during the dry season and leaves their villagers with no nearby water source. It is my goal to create a product that will allow the people of Yambio, a village located along the Bahr el-Ghazal River, to make less frequent trips to their faraway water source. This product will be created with them in mind, and it is my hope that my product will lessen the impact of the dry season on their everyday lives.